Here you started at over 300 pounds. Can you take us back to where you were at physically and mentally back then?
See if I can remember. It's been an adventure since then, though. Because I didn't always been at that weight, that's why. Because I started there right around when my dad passed. So mentally, it was not always in a good state.
Right.
Uh, Physically, I didn't feel it, if that makes any sense. But otherwise, mentally, wasn't impacting me except for dealing with all the emotional stuff with my family.
Okay.
But weight-wise, it impacted me more so because I watched my dad deal with his weight.
Okay.
That's what kind of pushed me to want to start focusing on myself.
Awesome. So what were some of the things that you used to tell yourself about why you couldn't lose weight?
Watching my family suffer with losing weight.
Did you actually believe that it was out of your control?
Yes.
Okay. And what did your day-to-day life feel like at that weight?
Normal. I just struggled with going up and down stairs and getting out of breath very, very easily.
And what were some things that you avoided doing or struggled with that people don't really see?
Not very much. I still just did it. I just kind of hide all the suffering afterwards.
Oh, okay.
I just kind of kept doing my thing, and I would probably try not to be out in the heat too much.
Yeah.
Would be the main thing because I would get red very easily, and I still do. I have a very sensitivity to heat, but it was worse when I was at my highest.
So at what point did you realize maybe it's not thyroid or genetics?
Working with my doctors actually and working with Jaja.
Okay. What was the hardest habit for you to change?
Getting off the cherry Pepsi.
Okay. Fair.
That was probably the biggest one, and probably seeing the changes that I needed to make for myself.
Okay. How much of a role did that Pepsi actually play in holding you back?
A decent amount, because I drank so much of it in one day.
How much did you normally used to drink?
So at one point, I could drink an entire 2 liter.
Per day?
Yes.
Okay.
I have no hesitation to admit that anymore. Or multiple little cans. And I would drink them even at work. I would drink the diet cherry Pepsi. It didn't matter. And then I had to get off the diet because the aspartame bothered me. So then I went back to the regular, which is high in sugar.
Yes.
But then I made a promise to myself to stop it at the beginning of this year.
So January 1st this year?
January 6th.
January 6th. Okay. Gave up Pepsi January 6th. What made this time different?
Holding myself accountable.
Hell yeah.
Because I did it for myself and no one else.
Okay.
And I haven't had a sip of it since.
What changed mentally for you this time?
Probably the fact I did actually work with a dietitian in a weight loss clinic to give me different options.
Awesome.
Which is Poppy. The Poppy soda.
Oh, yeah.
I actually been drinking that as a substitution, which is lower in sugar, lower in calories.
Absolutely.
And I've actually been enjoying it.
Cool. You also started walking more.
Yes.
How did that come about?
My neighbor across the street from me wanted to do the same thing to get her cardiovascular back in shape.
Okay.
But she would get out of breath just walking 10 to 15 feet with her husband.
Yeah.
When they would go do events. So she and I started walking a mile to 2 miles a day together.
So do you feel like it was easier once you started and you found somebody to walk with? Yeah.
I wasn't as much in my head, or because I like doing it with somebody and not listening to music, because then I don't want to do it as long.
So you have been training for a while now.
Yes.
What has kept you consistent even when the scale wasn't moving?
Part of it is the support I have outside of here, and as well as the trainers.
What is it like training with Jaja?
It's always interesting. You never know which version you're going to get.
Did he push you even when you didn't feel like it?
Yes. But never in a bad way.
Okay. Understandable. What's something that he had you do that made a big difference?
It's a tough one. There's a few different ones. Probably one of them is working with him on the calorie tracking.
Okay.
Because I sucked at it to start with because I never did it before. And then I kept improving. To the point now, I even helped my mom with figuring out how to help her.
Oh, that's amazing.
Because she's having issues with losing weight.
Okay.
And she even got on medication to try to help her. And because she's a pain when it comes to trying to track calories, that she's like, could you put this in your tracker to see how I did?
Yeah.
So I do like the next day and help her.
Absolutely. So let's talk about that. You did go to a doctor, correct?
Yes.
And were referred to a weight loss clinic.
Yes.
And what role did that play in your journey?
So we did go through the whole genetics and making sure, like, had my blood checked, make sure I didn't have like the whole thyroid, diabetes, because those both run on both sides of my family.
Right.
So much fun on that one. And but all of that came up clear, they gave me the options that I had, which was doing the GLP but those are not cheap. So they gave me the option as a appetite suppressant medication, and that's actually what I've been doing to try to help with curbing. I guess the best way is explaining it to not overeat or binge eating.
Okay. And do you feel like that medication alone would have gotten you these results, or
No.
everything combined?
Combined.
Yeah.
Because my water intake has increased, my just physical cardio, walking, even my mood to me has seemed to be better.
Yeah.
And a lot of that also goes from people around me has helped.
Absolutely.
And then the medicine has helped, I'd say increase it, but I cannot say it would be what would have done it.
Cool. So results wise, where are you at now?
So I do 2 different weights. Scale wise, I do one in the morning where before I eat anything, and then I do the evoke scan here.
Absolutely.
So here it is at it's 264.9.
Woo!
And then in the morning, as of this morning, it was 262.7.
Okay. So how much weight is that total?
So from what I actually recall, I started about 300. So I did lose some previous to this.
Okay.
Actually, like starting here and actually really tracking it. Altogether, me actually tracking it and paying attention is about 30 pounds, if not more. But off of my actual diet, me knowing what it was and my doctor's knowing, it's probably altogether since 330, it's probably about 60.
Okay.
Altogether losing.
Awesome. And how do you feel now compared to before?
A lot better.
How has your confidence changed?
A lot.
Do you feel like you have control over your body now?
Yes.
And what does it mean to you to finally see this progress after struggling for so long?
That I can keep going.
So what would you say to someone who feels stuck like you were?
That's actually kind of funny because that came up today.
Really?
One of my coworkers is in a spot where she's not eating enough protein.
Okay.
And she had asked, me and her were talking because she knew she has gone through a weight loss journey where she's lost a lot of weight, and she's been going to her doctor and found out that she's not eating enough protein. And she and I were talking today, and she's like, "What are you doing to eat this much protein?" Because I eat what me and Jaja had discussed, and I told her what I do, and she's like, "That's all you do?" And basically, I would probably do the same thing and just explain what I do and encourage them, and just kind of be that sounding board for them.
Very cool. So what would you tell somebody who would just throw in the towel and blame genetics or blame their thyroid or et cetera, et cetera?
I have somebody that's doing that too. That's just bad. I have a lot of people in my life right now. I also understand that because I felt that way too. And a lot of it, I can understand that because for a while I felt that way. But a lot of it is you have to take willpower in your own life. And you have to force yourself to care about you, not just what you're seeing.
Absolutely.
And one of her differences is, and I'm not pinpointing one thing, is she doesn't always eat the right things. And sadly, one of her genetic issues is she has become a diabetic recently. But it runs in her family because her mom is also.
Right.
But you got to take care of you to take care of the bigger picture.
Yes, agreed. So do you think you could have done it on your own?
Yes and no. Could I do it? Yes. Do I want to do it on my own? No.
Better with support around you, yes. Right?
Having the support over the last 3 years of working on this, because I started this coming here in August of 23 roughly, and then really putting more of a focus on in the last year, the support alone is what helps me a lot.
Awesome. What would you say to someone thinking about training with Jaja?
Do it. It's fun. He makes it fun, but he also makes it serious.
Absolutely. I agree with that. So if someone is where you were, over 300 pounds, struggling, what do you feel is the first step they should take?
Notice think of a goal you want, but know that it will take time. And make it known that you've got to believe in yourself.
I love that.
Because it took me a lot to feel that way.
Yeah. It's not going to change overnight.
No.
Awesome.
And this is one thing that it took me a bit, is I have an overall goal, but I also make little goals.
Yeah.
It's like, I even do that with, I have a scale at home that tracks on my phone, and it goes straight to my phone app. I have a goal on there, but I have my big goal that even Jaja knows my big goal, but he doesn't know my little goals.
Gotcha.
Those little goals are mine. So when I hit that little goal, it's like, sweet, that's one more goal I hit. But then I do my next goal, then my next goal. And that's just something that has helped me get to my goals.
Awesome.
And I have my main goal that once I get to it, it's like nice.